AI image models have always had this one embarrassing problem. They can't spell. You type flow, and you might get a double O. You type happy birthday, and you get something that looks like a spider walked across the keyboard. And yeah, the newer transformer-based architectures have gotten way better over the past year, but text rendering inside generated images? Still hit or miss. Until now. Ideogram just dropped their first open-weight model, Ideogram 4.0. It's a 9.3 billion parameter text-to-image model trained completely from scratch. Not a fine-tune, not a distillation, built from the ground up. This is the same company that's been leading text rendering in closed models for years. I've covered their stuff before on this channel, and now with 4.0, you're getting performance that's close to frontier-level image generation. But here's the kicker, it's open weight. You can download it, run it on your own GPU, fine-tune it, and the text comes out perfect. So today, we're going to break down what makes this model different, how it stacks up against the competition, and I'll walk you through setting it up in ComfyUI with some real generation demos. So what actually makes Ideogram 4 stand out as an open source model? Let's start with the benchmarks. It's sitting right behind Gemini 3.1 Flash Image on the Design Arena leaderboard. GPT-Image is leading by a decent gap, but Ideogram 4 is not far behind at all. And when you filter to just open-weight models, it's way ahead of everything else. The prompt structure, the composition accuracy, the precision of objects in a scene, nothing else comes close. And the model isn't even that big. It's only 9.3 billion parameters, just slightly above Z-Image base in terms of size. But the efficiency is way better compared to larger models like Qwen-Image at 20 billion or Flux 2 at 32 billion. Now let's look at how this thing actually works under the hood. Ideogram has a really interesting approach to prompting. Instead of just typing a plain text description, you work with a structured JSON format. You've got your high-level description, that's your overall scene. Then you break it down into compositions, backgrounds, objects, text elements, all listed out with detailed descriptions of what each thing looks like. But here's where it gets really cool. Because it's JSON, you can use bounding boxes to place elements exactly where you want them. You define the top left and bottom right coordinates on the canvas, and the model puts that object right there. No guessing, no, hopefully it lands in the right spot. So you're dealing with structured JSON data, bounding box coordinates for element placement, plus natural language descriptions for how things look. That's the format this model was born to work with. Let's talk about getting the model. Right now, they've released FP8 and NF4 open weights. We're running the FP8 version today. The full model is only about 25 gigs. Nothing crazy. Runs no problem on my Pro 6000 workstation. The ComfyUI team has already added day zero support with both FP8 and NF4 formats. You've got your diffusion model, the main Ideogram 4 file, and the unconditional model. You need both. Think of it like positive and negative conditioning working together. You can't just load one and expect it to work. For the text encoder, they're using Qwen-3VL, the 8 billion parameter vision language model. If you've run Qwen-Image or similar models before, you've probably already got this downloaded. And the VAE, it's using the Flux 2 VAE. Again, most people will already have that, so 3 files to download. And make sure your ComfyUI is up to date. Standard git pull if you're doing manual install like me. Alright, let's look at the actual ComfyUI workflow. I've got the official template from the ComfyUI blog unpacked here, so we can see all the connections and logic clearly. Starting with the models. You load both the main Ideogram 4 diffusion model and the unconditional model. The unconditional one connects to the model's negative input on the dual model CFG guider node. That's how the positive and negative conditioning branches work independently. Next up, the Qwen-3VL text encoder. This connects to your positive text encoding, the prompt. One important thing, you don't need negative prompts with this model. The unconditional model handles that side of things automatically. VAE is straightforward, just connect it to the VAE decode and you're good. Now the sampling settings, this is where things get interesting. The CFG is set to 7.0 by default. That's actually pretty high compared to turbo models where you're usually at 1 or 2. And check this out. Ideogram 4 has its own dedicated scheduler node. You don't use the standard ComfyUI scheduler. Just type Ideogram 4 and you'll find it. Don't confuse this with the Cloud API version. We're running the open source model locally here. The scheduler has preset options built right in. You can choose between quality image sampling, default, or turbo. Each one has different step counts and parameter values. Turbo is fast. I'm getting results in just a few seconds on my workstation, even with complex compositions and text rendering at ultra-wide resolution. Quality mode uses 48 steps and takes longer, but the output is noticeably better. Now you might be wondering what all these extraction nodes are doing. When you select a preset, let's say turbo, the node pulls out all the individual values. Step count, MU, standard deviation, everything. It converts those JSON settings into the parameters the scheduler needs. You just pick your quality level and everything else is handled automatically. For daily use, just select quality for production work or turbo for quick iterations. You really don't need to touch anything else in that section. So let's talk about actually writing prompts for this model. There are a couple of approaches. The easiest out-of-the-box option is the language model prompt builder that comes with the workflow. It uses Gemma, a vision language model, to take your natural language input and convert it into the proper JSON format. You just type what you want in plain English, and it handles the structured output. In my case, I'm using my own Hermes agent for prompt generation since it already has the skills for text prompting, vision analysis, and it did its own research on Ideogram 4's prompting format. So I don't need an extra language model running inside ComfyUI. But if you want everything self-contained, the built-in prompt builder works great. Let's look at some actual outputs. Here's a movie poster demo. You can see all the text elements, different fonts, credits, everything rendered cleanly. This is one of Ideogram 4's strongest use cases. It's not really designed to compete with Z-Image Turbo on character generation or facial expressions, though it does okay there too. Where it really shines is typography, poster design, layouts, business cards, book covers, magazine layouts, advertisement materials, brand assets. That's what this model was built for, going back to Ideogram's earlier versions. Multilingual support works well too, and the bounding box system means you can place every element exactly where it needs to go. That said, I did test some character-centric generations. Here's a reunion scene with multiple characters, expressions, emotions, all captured reasonably well. And this is without any LoRa training or extra fine-tuning. Another one with a kid playing in the garden. Musicians performing with specific emotional expressions. I pushed the character work on purpose to see how far this model could go outside its comfort zone. And honestly, not bad at all for a model that's primarily designed for structured design work. Now some landscape tests with multilingual text. This one's got a Japanese street scene. The text rendering is accurate, though the composition looks a bit awkward in places. That's more about the prompt structure than the model itself. Product shots. Here's where you want to use the quality preset, not turbo. Look at the difference. With turbo, transparent glass bottles come out lacking detail. But at 48 steps quality mode, you can see the liquid inside the containers. The tube, the marble texture, even the smoke effects, way more production ready. Before you jump in, you should check out the official GitHub repository. Under the docs folder, there's a prompting guide. This is essential reading. You don't have to write your own JSON from scratch, but you need to understand the structure and how plain text prompts get transformed into the JSON format the model expects. The ComfyUI prompt builder handles a lot of this for you, with a system prompt that guides the language model on the proper format. But understanding the underlying structure will help you get better results no matter which approach you use. A few quick tips before we wrap up. 1. Specificity is everything. The more detail you put in your JSON, exact positions, colors, per element descriptions, the more grounded your output will be. 2. Color palettes are a real steering mechanism. Put brand hex codes in your prompt and the model actually locks onto them. 3. Text elements need both the literal string and a description of how it looks. Don't skip the description field. If you get a blank image, that's the built-in safety filter. It's baked into the model weights, not ComfyUI. Just rephrase and try again. Ideogram 4 is the best open weight model for design work right now. Posters, typography, brand materials, layouts with precise element placement. Nothing else at the open weight level comes close. The JSON prompting gives you control that no other model offers, and the text actually comes out readable in any language. All the download links, the ComfyUI workflow, the GitHub repo, everything's in the description below. Thanks for watching. Go make something beautiful.